Roger Pressman from Evannex. Today we're going to discuss the installation of front seat covers for the Tesla Model S. In order to install these covers, you'll go through a series of relatively straightforward steps. We'll talk about how to do the install, the tools that you'll need, and some simple tips and tricks to get the job done. Let's get started. The tools that you'll need are first the printed instructions that you can download at Evannex.com. You'll also need a wire cutter, a flashlight, and a large wire hanger. We use the wire hanger to create a do-it-yourself tool. All we do is cut the hanger, as shown here, and here. We straighten out one end to create a straight routing wire, and we fold over the other end to create a loop, which we'll use to pull the seat cover straps under the seat cushion. The seat covers come in two pieces. First, a cover for the back of the front seat. It turns out that we'll install this cover second. The thing that we'll install first is a cover for the seat itself. And this turns out to be a somewhat more complicated install that we'll discuss in a moment. There are 6 straps that will fit under and around the seat. These 2 straps will fit under the seat and connect underneath it with this click fastener, as will these guys. This particular strap will fit around the back and under the seat and click together. In each case, we will first click them together loosely and then tighten the straps for a tight, snug fit of the seat cushion cover. Given all this, let's actually do the work. Before we actually install the seat cushion cover, it's a good idea to recognize what the center line is. Here you'll see 2 cell phone pockets, which you can use once things are fully installed. They're really very nice. There's a center seam. That represents the center of the seat cushion, and you want to align it to the center of the seat itself. Okay, now we're ready to install the seat cushion cover. We just begin by draping it over the top of the seat, being sure that all the straps are loose and hanging out. You can see that here, 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 and here, as well as, I'm going to pull this guy out here. You center it by taking a look at the front and making sure that that seam that I mentioned is centered on the seat and just pulling it back gently. Before you begin the threading operation that moves the straps under the seat, it's a very good idea to raise the seat up to its fullest extent. That gives you a lot more room to work, to see, and to more easily thread the straps under the seat cushion. We begin the installation by removing this fabric piece at the bottom of the rear of the front seats. This is Tesla OEM, and the way we remove it is simply by reaching underneath. There are 2 little straps with a hook on the end. We remove the hook and pull it out. There's one hook. We find the other hook, pull it out, and now we have this little strap piece loosened up. The reason we remove this little fabric piece is that we're going to be working underneath the seat, back under here, and we're going to need access to that in a few moments. The underside of the seat looks something like this. There's a variety of cabling and slide mechanisms and the like. You're going to need to move straps through and under to the front. There's plenty of room to do that, and we're going to achieve that purpose by simply using the little coat hanger tool that we created before we even began. But that's what the underside of the seat looks like. Nothing complicated, but you do have to do a little bit of threading to get the job done. We begin by sliding this lip through this seam on the seat. And you can just do that with your fingers. You start with the straps themselves, sliding them through. And if you have a helper, they can pull them through, but at the end of the day, you can do this by yourself, sliding them through very nicely. Then I would suggest at this point you go around to the back of the seat and pull them through. So I'm going to do that and come right back. I'm now at the back of the seat, underneath that fabric cover, pulling the individual straps through. You may be able to see things moving. I'm going to stuff the rest through with my fingers, but I now have the straps in the back seat. This is what you're going to see when we pull the straps through. They fit through the seam in the back of the seat and then underneath this fabric piece that we removed earlier. We'll be using these to snake under the seat in a bit, but for now, we'll just let them lie here. We want to now push the rest of the fabric through this seam, following the straps that we push through. So we just simply push it through. You don't have to worry about this being tight at this point in time. We're going to use these straps up front, snaking them under and through to the rear straps to tighten the entire seat. We make sure everything is reasonably lined up, and it is, and we're now ready to proceed. We begin with the wire hanger, our do-it-yourself tool. And what we're going to do is move this fastener, the end of the strap fastener, through the wire hanger so that we can pull it through as we thread the hanger under the seat. Now that it's in there, all we do is remove the fabric piece, take the wire hanger, and slowly thread it through to the front of the seat. There's no reason to force it. You may have to look underneath the seat to find a path, but there's always a path. And then you simply can pull from the front of the seat to move the particular strap into the front. From there, we'll fasten to the front straps and have one side done. We've removed the wire coat hanger and pulled the rear strap as far forward as we can. I'm holding it, as you can see. The male connector is in my hands. We now take the female front connector and simply click them together. We then take the strap and tighten it across the front and the back to make this strap as tight as we possibly can. So we'll do that in the front and then again in the back, pulling this guy down to make it as tight as possible, and we're ready to go. We do exactly the same thing on the other side of this seat cushion. Just a word of caution. As you're threading the two front to rear straps through the underside of the seat, be careful. There is a lot of wiring and some mechanisms under the seat, and you certainly don't want to break anything. So proceed cautiously, don't force it. Ultimately, the strap should slide through relatively smoothly. If you get stuck, pull the strap back out and try again until both snap into place and both straps are tightened. The side straps connect under and across the rear of the seat. We simply put them together. These are much easier. You don't need to thread anything. Tighten and pull everything into place, and we're ready to go. Installing the seat back cover is easy. All we need to do is slide this over the back of the seat, make a few adjustments, and we're ready to go. When you're ready to install the seat back cover, the first thing you need to do is open the windows on the side of the car that you're installing the cover. If you have a panel roof, I would suggest that you open the roof full as well, just because it gives you more angles to reach the cover. You then take the seat back and simply pull it snugly over the seat back itself. Take this, pull it through. I'm reaching through the back window, pulling down and over, fitting this into place. It'll take a little bit of adjustment, but no big deal. Once the top is pretty much in place, I work down the sides, pulling into place. We have a prototype device in the car which makes the fit a little bit tighter for me, but not for you. We pull this into place, making sure that everything is squared up and ready to go. We align the piping so that everything works. Now you see this little skirt here. The little skirt is going to slide through the crease between the cushion and the seat back, and then we'll fasten toward the back. So we push this guy through like this, and here like this. And then we're going to continue our work around the back of the seat. Okay, to finalize the installation, we simply take these small hooked mechanisms on the flap on the back of the seat back cover toward the bottom, and we're just going to connect them to one of the spring crossovers on the bottom of the seat. We simply pull this down, find something to connect it to, and ultimately solidify the connection. Do the same thing on the other side. And in fact, we are finished.